Alright guys, welcome back. Another episode of Orbital. This week Rockets had 3 games. They're all losses, sadly. First one was to the Timberwolves, second one was to the Jazz, and the last one, last night, was against the Mavericks. Close game, but still a loss for the Rockets. There's been a lot of talk about them making moves, trades this week. We'll open it up to the floor. What's going on? What did you guys see this week that... I mean, you expected them to win at least one game during the week. What do you guys think happened?
I mean, just by looking at the games, you start off with the Timberwolves game. Got off to a strong start in the first half. It looked like we were firing on all cylinders, getting open shots, attacking the basket, good defense. And then I don't know what happened, but the third quarter we just got away from all of that and it just completely collapsed. I mean, we just choked. And after that, it's just been downhill from there. I mean, you look at the Jazz game. I didn't watch too much of the Jazz game, but I assume it was the same type of issue. And a big thing that I've been noticing with this Rockets team is the defensive rebounding is just really poor. And you get a stop, you get a miss, and you can't rebound, you can't finish. And so that's one thing that I've noticed throughout the whole season that that the Rockets have been just completely bad at is defensive rebounding, and that just has not changed. And then you look at this Dallas Mavericks team, you lose to a Mavericks team that doesn't even have their best guard, and their good young guard Dennis Smith Jr. I mean, you lose to a Luka Doncic, 19-year-old rookie. I mean, granted he's a EuroLeague legend and MVP. But, I mean, come on. You've got James Harden, you got Chris Paul. There's just no excuses right now. And so, this is probably one of the worst places that I've seen a Rockets team in recent memory. So, I don't know what's going to have to happen here. There's definitely going to have to be a trade. But it's just not looking good right now, guys. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what needs to happen, but something needs to change within the locker room, within the front office, all the way up to ownership. Something needs to change, and hopefully we could see a turnaround. But right now, it's not looking good, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with theirs pretty much. The extent of it covered a lot. We honestly are just not. It's not clicking. We're looking to go through spurts where we play well. We go on a few game win streak, and then now we drop these easy games that we should not be dropping. I mean, we dropped that first game to Minnesota. Just came down and just giving up all these easy buckets. Why are we giving up so many buckets in transition? It's unbelievable. All the easy baskets we're giving up, and we're 28th in the league in defense, points allowed, and our offense in this losing streak is starting to shape up, 27th again now. Our problem is our pace is really starting to slow down. We're starting to we're playing ISO. That's always been the name of the game, but even last year, our pace was right around average, 14th in the league, but this year, our pace is pretty much dead last, like 29th, just behind Memphis. So I think that's... Yeah, and so it's hard to make shots when you're not getting these open, easy looks in transition that we were so good at hitting last year, and it's really starting to show. I mean, don't get me wrong, some players are still playing well. I mean, I still think Harden's having an MVP season, even though the Rockets are playing. The team's not doing well. Harden still averaged 40 a game, and it's top 4 in steals a game. So I mean, he's playing well. Chris Paul, I mean, I don't agree with as bad as everyone's saying he's playing. I mean, he is playing bad, but it's rough. It's been rough. I mean, he's still averaging 17 a game, and he's still averaging 8 assists, but his shooting's a little bit down. He's shooting the ball 35% from 3. So I mean, he's not doing terrible. Everyone's saying, I'm starting to see sorts like, why didn't Chris Paul take less money? A bunch. I mean, which I agree with, but a lot of people counting the Rockets out early right now. We're the only team we're better than right now are the Suns, but we're 2.5 games back from the 8th seed, which is Dallas, which honestly we really should have beat. I mean, it took Luka to just come out of nowhere in that last minute, hit 11 straight points. We were really bad transition defense, Or it wasn't really transition. It was set up in the half court, but it was our help defense switching up to get Luka his first open three in that corner. It was PJ Tucker coming to help out, and he just didn't slide over. Luka got that first one in the corner, then he had to let him hit those two step backs, started feeling it. So it was really bad. We should have won last night, really. We should have ended the streak. So it's unfortunate. The tough luck really is. And like Eric Gordon said, like, he's just not having fun. Like, it's just, guys, it's just too. We're not playing how we were playing. We need to get up and start moving, I think.
We had actually a fan question on Instagram. Do you guys think that this is a Daryl Morey thing? Like, should he be fired? Who do you guys think? They asked specifically, do you think Daryl Morey should be fired? So let's cover that. What do you guys think he should be fired at all? That's
an overreaction. No chance. I mean, Daryl Morey. And he's the one that's put us in a position to go to the finals. I mean, he's the one that built this team. He traded for James Harden, traded for Chris Paul. No one thought the Chris Paul and James Harden pairing would work at all. I mean, Daryl Morey's the kind of GM that likes to experiment with things. And, he wanted to experiment with the Carmelo situation here. That didn't pan out. And we're paying for it. But Daryl Morey is one of the most aggressive GMs in the NBA. You're not going to find a more aggressive GM than he has, besides, I don't know, maybe Sam Presti or something, or the Warriors GM. I'm forgetting his name, Bob Myers.
Yeah, Bob Myers.
So, I mean, he's one of the better GMs in the game. So, I mean, that's just an overreaction. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. You can't fire a guy. I mean, we had the same issue in 2015 when the team didn't do so well. I mean, it was the Ty Lawson experiment. So Daryl Morey's just that type of guy that
he'll swing for the fences. Yeah.
He swings for the fences, and sometimes you miss.
Yeah.
And this season, I mean, so far by how it's gone, he missed. And I think that's okay. I think he knows what to do. He's such a smart guy. But no, I don't think you need to fire him.
I think he's good at trades, but if you look at his free agency record, I don't think it's that good. And a lot of people kind of graze over this, but what superstars has he really signed in free agency while being the Rockets GM? Like, Dwight Howard is the only one that you can really put to his name. He went out for Melo in 2014 and we didn't get him. Went out for Bosch the same year, didn't get him. I'm not even going to put LeBron in this past summer because you have to move the whole team. That's not even a good instance. Andre Iguodala, same thing in 2017. You weren't able to get him. You look at those kind of moves, and I'm like, all right, we do regard him as one of the smarter, more aggressive, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But if you're not able to get these star free agents, is there a case to be made for this?
Here's the thing. I don't think that's to be put on Daryl Morey at all. I mean, he's got it. I mean, usually when he meets with these free agents, I mean, he's bringing in the big guns. He's bringing in, Rockets legends to try to recruit guys. I don't think that's Morey's fault for these past free agents. I mean, you look at the Chris Bosh situation. He was offered $100 million, to stay in Miami. I mean, a lot of players would rather go to Miami than be in Houston, to be honest with you.
Sure. But at that point, Houston is one Chris Bosh away from being a title contender. You've got Dwight Howard, you've got James Harden, you've got a supporting cast. You added Chris Bosh to that. At that point, three-point line isn't as prevalent because Curry hasn't blown up. So a mid-range jump shot or a big that can shoot 2-3 threes a game is a huge it's a piece that moves you so much farther ahead than it would today.
I just think with those free agents they just mentioned, I think there's an excuse for every one of them, and just kind of the situation. If you look at Carmelo Anthony, I mean, he was in love with New York. It was really hard for him to leave, and New York threw him a bunch of money. And with the Iguodala thing, I mean, I don't think he was comfortable leaving a championship team. And so I think he wanted to stay there, and then of course the Chris Bosh thing. I think that was just all about money. So I mean, you got the Dwight Howard thing.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that Daryl Morey's really had a solid good chance to get a big piece free agent. It's had to be through trades, but I don't think that's his fault at all. You see what I'm saying?
I do. But then again, I mean, I'll play devil's advocate to it. Whose fault is it for the contracts that are in place that prevent you from doing that? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate. I don't really think it's that strong of an argument. to put against you. But something the question got me thinking about. He does great drafting and everything. Personally, I think it has to do with either a D'Antoni firing or just a blow up the team. Because to me, at this point, it's Washington. At this point, like, you've got to move stuff. Eric Gordon has been quoted saying, like, this sucks. Like, I'm not having fun. This is horrible. Like, in my opinion, I think they're in Washington mode where they need to start to be shopping everyone who's not named Chris Paul, James Harden, PJ Tucker, or Clint Capella. If your names aren't those, I think you're up for debate.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Oh wait.
I think you guys are both crazy.
All right.
So I'm more than airs. All right. First, let's start off with Daryl Morey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having trouble making the connection on how an executive for an NBA team, who, by the way, is coming off being the executive of the year last year, right? Daryl Morey won NBA executive of the year last year. Yeah, that was true.
Okay.
That was true. Coming off being the executive of the year. Second, Daryl Morey, in the landscape of signing free agents, right? That means an NBA player's contract is up, and he gets to choose where he wants to sign.
Yeah. You're
going to judge an NBA executive success off every NBA player's free decision and will to choose.
Is it on him off of his ability to sell them on Houston?
Yeah. Hey, is it on the Thunder's GM that Kevin Durant left OKC? Is it fault?
Partially, yes.
Is it fault? Partially, yes. It's all KD gets to choose. There's only so much you can do. Okay, but you have an interesting argument with signing the previous salaries, because I think it's really evident right now with Chris Paul.
Yes.
But I think the argument is really more for the players. Like, why didn't Chris Paul take less money so that we could re-sign Trevor Ariza?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why does he have to get paid 36 mil, 38 mil, up to 42 million last year? I mean, it doesn't really make sense, especially with how he's playing too.
I mean, to that question, right? I mean, you look at teams like Portland, who've gotten trapped into these contracts of Evan Turner getting paid almost 20 mil. You have Washington paying Otto Porter 25, 27 mil a season. It's last year you take Paul, right? So Paul's argument to why he should get paid is, look, we were one game away from Western, NBA Finals, whatever. Without me, we don't get there, right? So his thing is like, obviously, I'm a key piece. So the same reason why these young players get these max contracts, even though we say, oh, that's going to be a bad contract, but you have to pay him so he stays, is the same reason why we paid Chris Paul, right? So let's take Washington a couple years ago. If they don't pay Otto Porter that money, they take a huge step back, right? He's not worth what he's getting paid, but they have to pay him that so they don't lose him and take a huge step back. Same thing with Houston. If Houston doesn't pay Chris Paul the money that he wanted, he goes somewhere else, Houston takes a huge step back, right?
I don't know.
You can look at him and be like, all right, I think he's going to take a step back, but what if you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. What if he doesn't progress? You know what I mean?
I don't know if any other team would have given Chris Paul that kind of max contract. He did want an extra year, and we were trying to keep it, for years. But I think Chris Paul is even thinking like, damn, like if we don't make a trade, like I probably could have done it to keep Ariza. Like I think at this point, what's the difference between 30 mil and 36 mil? Like it's all right. But the point is, the Rockets have, like you said, had a history doing that. I think we did it with Ryan Anderson when we signed Ryan Anderson, that big contract.
So much money. That's his value on the market.
Yeah, salary cap's increased. But Daryl Morey did a great job of trading away that terrible contract. And for these people, oh, by the way, we haven't even seen my favorite player yet, Brandon Knight, coming back. Hopefully it's going to turn us around. And to tie with Daryl Morey, I cannot believe you would think he'd be fired, because while you take the free agency aspect out of the equation now, he is the most aggressive trader, most aggressive pursuit, and that's my biggest value in a GM, is one that's not going to settle, one that's not going to say, okay, we got what we need, one that's not going to be actively pursuing the best possible players, the best possible lineups and people to get to make the team the highest probability to win a championship. So when it comes down to what Daryl Morey can possibly do with these types of trades and what we can do, someone that's actively trying to do the best they can, I think is the best type of GM. And Daryl Morey, that's perfectly why I fixed it. That's why he's Executive of the Year. And I do think that we're going to be making some moves. Trevor Ariza's already not even really liking his situation. I'm already pre-calling Trevor Ariza coming back to the Rockets. I think.
I don't know. You're trying to trade for him right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth giving up a couple draft picks. We might have to give up a couple of second rounders, whatever. Well, we could sign him again. I do also think that you guys are also, this is my main point too, are overblowing the Rocket situation too. You're saying it's like Washington right now. It's not even close to like Washington. And what Washington is...
The aura around this team is not good.
We have an NEB caliber player, Clint Capella, who is still on the rise. He's better than last year. And, I mean, the problem is our bad players were playing, our role players were playing really bad. Like, Eric Warner's playing really bad. Gerald Green's playing really bad. These people are starting to play better now, though. So, Gerald Green, especially Eric, play better. With these players playing better, I'm telling you, we win against Dallas. The narrative's completely changed to how we're talking about this week. And while I really don't like how we're dropping games that we could easily win, let's not forget that we still have a over 500 record with Chris Paul and James Harden. I think we're 11-7, and we really could still be 12-6. That Dallas game was kind of crazy. And you look ahead at the schedule coming up, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. So we're really going to get to see what we're about right now. And I think the Rockets are going to try to step it up and show we're not going to get pushed around. We got completely mopped by Utah.
Yeah.
And
Gobert, pretty much.
Yeah, without Gobert, and Utah's already beat us once this season, so now they beat us twice. So now the Rockets are really gonna have to figure out are we really just gonna let them, run over us again? Because we're gonna playing the Jazz coming up on next Monday. So you look ahead at the schedule right now. We got a tough game against Portland. Then we play LA on Thursday, and then Memphis. These are all in the West playoff seeding teams right now. And then he played Utah again, who just beat us twice. So we're gonna have to win a couple games. The good news is, when we've been talking about these shows, doing these episodes every week, I've almost been kind of wrong with how I think the week's going to play out, to where you have a hard matchup like that one week we played Denver, Golden State, Sacramento, and a really good team. We ended up going 4-0, and then we come across and we lose to Chicago, Dallas. We drop these really bad games. Lost to the whatever.
Inconsistent Rockets team I've seen.
Yeah,
exactly.
No consistency whatsoever. So you have no idea what you're going to expect each game. I mean, it's something different each game, whether that be good or bad. So
I think. All right, maybe I guess Washington was misleading, because I don't think you should trade stars on the Rockets. I think bench needs to be completely swapped out. Maybe like a Cleveland last year. That's more of the situation, I guess. I just think you really need to completely bolster the bench. I'm talking, see if you can move a Gerald Green, see if you can move Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon is really the one that I think you need to move the most, because I think you can get the most for him. I think rumors for trying to get Trevor Ariza, sure. Trying to get J.R. Smith, that's another one out there, just because his contract is a lot better. Maybe you move an Eric Gordon to Phoenix for Trevor Ariza, and that salary-wise, that matches up relatively well. You have to probably throw another piece in there, or I think Gordon makes around 12 mil. I think obviously Ariza's making 15, so maybe you try and make the salaries work there a little bit better. But maybe that's the trade. I'm sure Phoenix could use him. I would take Trevor Ariza over Eric Gordon at this point, so it helps out the defense. You get some of your culture back. First of all, I think it's the biggest thing with the Rockets is the culture sucks right now. You look at the best teams in the league in terms of culture. You look at a Miami Heat, a San Antonio Spurs historically, and then you also look at Golden State, how they've been the past couple of years. You try and keep the same guys around is my biggest thing when you look at those three franchises. And the Rockets never do that. You guys talked about Daryl Morey always being an aggressive trader. Eventually that sends a message to everyone on the team that, listen, you're here, sure, but we're going to toss you if there's another offer around. There's no loyalty there.
Bro, dude, that's where that's only the people like you that are saying we need to blow up the team already and trade them. Chris Paul, everyone on the team had this whole mentality of run it back. Let's take it back. We were literally one game away, one Chris Paul pout hamstring. Well, we pretty much brought everyone back except for the people we couldn't bring back. For the people we couldn't bring back, that's where we made the replacements. It's not like we shipped away Ariza and Luka Mute and said, hey, we're going to upgrade. And for what we had available for everyone re-signed, remember, we had to re-sign Capella, we had to re-sign Chris Paul, and then to go and figure out how we're going to replace bringing in Ennis, who's pretty young, and bringing in Melo, who we didn't know how he was going to shape up. Like you said, that was kind of aggressive risk. And by the way, Melo, we only signed him to a veteran minimum. It's not like we really gave away anything for him. And it's sorry. And so it doesn't really matter with either that. It didn't really pan out with Melo, and so I think he's also been kind of scapegoated for his trouble. So I think I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But going forward, I think the point is that to not worry too much. Of course, the Rockets are trying to figure out exactly what's going on, and like I said, there were just a couple minutes. Luka heated up. But then again, Dallas should never even been in the position to come back against us.
They should have. Especially with Jalen Brunson playing as much as he did, which he did great. But you just said this. So they had the mentality of let's run it back. What did they actually do? You have bird rights on Ariza. So the whole, all right, he's going to go over the salary cap, whatever. You can go over the salary cap if you have the bird rights. It just reflects on the luxury tax. So if you are one game away from the Western Conference Final, that goes on Tillman Fertitta, not Daryl Morey. If you're not willing to pay the luxury tax to run that team back again, look at Golden State. Golden State is paying hefty luxury taxes to keep their team together. Why aren't we doing that if you want to be the second best team in the league?
Here's another thing. I think there was something going on with the Rockets and Ariza. Because I remember in the press conference that Ariza had when he went to the Suns, he was saying it's nice to feel appreciated again. I don't know exactly what that means, but I think there was some kind of issue there between the two sides. So I don't know what that is at all, but I mean it's just interesting to note why he left. So I think there's some kind of tension there. Don't know what it is, but definitely something.
Yeah, speak on that. Ariza signs with the Phoenix on the first day. In the first hour that he could be possibly available to sign in free agency. Does he really even give the Rockets a chance to make that decision and come to a conclusion as, okay, yeah, we'll go over the signing, for that reason? And Ariza just said he wanted to be closer to home because he's in LA, whatever. That's BS, man. He would give his contract $15 million. That's a lot. We wouldn't have wanted to give him $15 million.
Well, I'm sure. I'm sure we can negotiate at a 12 or something. Let's pay him what Eric Gordon's making. I mean.
You think there's some sort of tension between them, like Eric was saying? Or?
Absolutely. I mean, you look. What is he? All right. Ariza was making around 7-8 mil when he was on his previous contract, right, with the Rockets. He's been there for not 6 years. How long? I think cumulatively for his career, he's been with the Rockets 6 years. But this past stint, it started in 2014, correct? When we lost Chandler Parsons, I believe that's when we last. It's lasted around 4 or 5 years. He's been on this current Rockets tenure, right? Within that, I'm sure we offer him a contract that's like, all right, you're making like 7-8 mil. You want just 7-8 mil again? Well, I don't know what they would have offered, but I'm assuming it's not as high as 15 or even 12 or 13, which is what someone like him is probably going to go on the market for, right? How impactful he is, especially for the Rockets team. And you don't pay him for a guy who's been there multiple years and has always been regarded as one of the most underpaid players for what he brings to the Rockets team, especially with us, right? How important he is to our system. He was severely underpaid, right? If we're not willing to kick back and give him all right, we'll go into luxury tax. You've earned this money. That shows a lack of loyalty. And if that's probably what he's mean is that, listen, I mean, you look at Dwayne Wade with Miami. Dwayne Wade wasn't paid, took multiple pay cuts. Finally says, hey, I want to get paid for my pay cuts. And Pat Riley doesn't do it and he leaves. And now he comes back and it's all good. Hopefully Ariza comes back. I'm completely with you guys. I want him back at 100%. But you look at that, he left because he was not getting the loyalty he felt he deserved. And I think it's the same thing with Ariza.
Yeah.
Like I said,
okay, but overarching note on the whole subject, even if some reason we bring Ariza back have him back, I don't think that really solves the core of the Rockets' problems. I don't think we go back to being the #1 seed in the West, most dominant team, most dominant threat against the Warriors. Well, I still believe you're the most dominant threat against the Warriors. I mean, like I said earlier, we are last in pace. It's a huge difference. Our defensive efficiency, yeah, of course, he's going to help us on the defensive end, but just our whole team dynamic is playing so much differently. And I don't know if you throw in a Reese that's just going to, fix our problems that we had originally with, right now without him. So it's a tricky situation, and the best way to play through is just people playing better and start, blowing teams out, start scoring a lot of points, start moving out the pace, start playing more efficiently. So it's going to be hard. Like I said, we got a tough week ahead of us, boys. What do y'all think? Y'all want to talk about next week?
Yeah, what are the games we got next week?
Yeah, so pretty much we start off Tuesday. We are going to be playing Portland, and that's going to be at Houston. And then we're going to be playing LA on Thursday. That's in Houston as well. And then we're going to Memphis on Saturday. And then we'll have, we'll talk, and then we'll be playing the Jazz Monday night, which is the game I'm pretty much looking forward to, and at home again too. Because like I said, we've lost the Jazz already twice. I don't think we're going to want to get 3-0 by them already. So hopefully by Portland we bounce back. I think this will kind of light a fire us. I think we'll either bounce back two ways. We'll either really ignite us that losing like that to Dallas, and we'll try to come back, try to have a really good win, or maybe it'll just deflate us. We might have to get blown out by 30 before we start playing well again. So. Point is, we got to step it up now. The time is now. Like I said, we are 14th in the West, only better than Phoenix, which is terrible. But we are still only 2.5 games back from the playoffs, so it's really short. 6 games behind top seed, which the Warriors have reclaimed. So we got to get back in the mix here. We got to start going around. And like I said, all these teams are against playoff seeds in the West, so these are going to be critical games. Try to jump up right now. What do y'all think? You think we can come back? Get a couple wins this week?
I'm hoping so. I mean, I don't want to. I don't know. I'm trying not to make any predictions just because I just don't know what to expect from this team. So, I'm hoping so. We need to just see some change. I mean, this team is just so inconsistent. So, I mean, hopefully they can get on the same page. This upcoming week. I mean, I know Harden came out and said that, hey, he's not concerned about anything. So, I mean, that's what you need from guys on your team. Just reassure, hey, we're not worried here. We're not worried here. We got this. So, I mean, hopefully they just find a way. I don't know. I mean, they need to scratch out some wins right now. Try to get some confidence back up. It's feeling a lot like what happened in the beginning of the season. So I mean, players are down right now. You got players coming out like Eric Gordon just coming out saying I'm not having fun. So you gotta use that and hopefully motivate you to get a win and hopefully play better basketball.
I think for the sake of the show, kind of like you said, Rourke, I think whatever we predicted is going to be the opposite. So I think we're going to have a horrible week, and we're going to just lose every game by 50.
Yeah. James
Harden will not score a single point. Everyone's going to tear their ACL. That's my prediction. That's my prediction for the week. Everybody, including Mike D'Antoni, tears their ACL. Whole new team. That's my prediction for the week. I'm sticking to it. So hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully none of it comes true. But I mean, I think realistically, I think you got some winnable games in there. I think Portland is a winnable game. I think what was the next one you said? Los Angeles. They're doing really well, but again, I think that's a winnable game. Depends on what you're going to get from LeBron's supporting cast, really. But when's Rondo coming back? When is Rondo coming back? That's a good. Because if he comes, I don't know when he's coming back, but if he's coming back by Thursday, right? You have Chris Paul, Rondo. There's something to watch again, but no, I think you have a lot of winnable games there. Jazz definitely winnable game. Come on, third time you gotta either make it a close game like it was with Dallas on the rematch, or you gotta win. One of the two. But yeah, again, everyone tears their ACL. No wins. 100-0. That's my prediction.
Got you. Well, I think Rondo's gonna be coming back in the next 2 to 3 weeks, so I don't think he's gonna be playing.
He'll be on the bench.
Yeah.
Chris Paul should still, I don't know, spit on him or something. I don't know. Well, we'll watch that. Alright guys, that is going to be another episode of Orbital. Thank you again for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like on it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Go follow us on social media, Instagram and Twitter, both Orbital_the. Put a lot of stuff on there during the week, so make sure to go follow, see if your content, to put
Shoot us
IO
questions, comments. Any questions, comments, shoot us our way. Talk about them like
absolutely.
today.
We've done really well with the fan questions the past 2 weeks. We love getting those. So make sure to send those our way as well. See y'all next week.